Welcome to the history of cheese. Cheese has proved a vital resource for man since time immemorial. There are many different types of cheese. Cow's cheese, sheep's cheese, yak's cheese, boob cheese, pig's cheese, and the cheese from under. Let us look at these different cheeses and the history of cheese in greater detail. The earliest ever discovered preserved cheese was found in the Taklamakan Desert in Xinjiang, China, which dated back to as early as 1615 BC. However, many cheese aficionados, like myself, believe that cheese was the product of transporting a particularly large, sweaty fat lady on a hot day via cow. Her sweat and secretions trickled down the sides of the cow to its udders, thus causing the cheese to form for the very first time. There are many famous cheeses in the world today, and most of them come from cow, such as cheddar, double Gloucester, and even red Leicester, although this was actually made in 1916 to celebrate the overthrow of the Russian royal family. The most famous sheep cheese, however, has to be halloumi. We don't talk about manchego as it's Spanish and we don't trust them. Halloumi, of course, comes from Greece and Cyprus and is known as the squeakiest cheese. The world record for the squeakiest cheese dates back to the time of the Trojan War, when apparently this was used to help keep spirits high during the 10-year occupation of Troy. Pig's cheese was first popularised by Oliver Cromwell and is in fact his most famous invention. As a strict Puritan, he found cow's udders far too sexual and moved to the smaller pig nipple to get the cheese from. Of course, with the restoration of the monarchy, this soon came out of favour again, as large voluptuous udders were popularised by Moll Flanders and Nell Gwyn, to name but four. An interesting fact about wheels of cheese is the fact that they were actually used as wheels. Yes, this is quite correct. People used to use cheese wheels on the wheels of their carts, mainly for transporting fish, herrings and so forth, and also by local prostitutes. It is thought that the smell from the cheese, or as I like to call it, the delightful aroma, used to attract the flies as well as passing tourists and peasants, so they could actually sell their wares, herrings, fish, or for instance prostitutes. But of course, with the advent of global warming, the cheese wheels soon started to melt and they were good for nothing. However, it's a well-known fact that prostitutes used to use various forms of cheese, both hard and runny, as a dam to stop themselves getting pregnant. It is now believed that this is where thrush first came from. Cheese is a highly versatile foodstuff and can be used with absolutely any other type of foodstuff or meal. You think about it. Shepherd's pie, that lovely mash with a lovely bit of cheese melted on the top of it. Fish and chips? Add a bit of double Gloucester. What about your favourite pie or curry? Well, red Leicester for that, for instance. And of course, who hasn't had cornflakes with runny camembert? I know I do, several times every week. It's becoming more and more popular, especially with the it crowd down in Kensington and Chelsea. Cheese, of course, is still popular in pop culture today, or popular culture for anyone over the age of 45. The most famous incidence of this is Captain Smegma. And of course, we all know his thunder from under that makes the bad guys chunder. Why not join me next time as we look at the chemistry of cheese?